Welcome, welcome, welcome. Adriane here, your quantum love coach, greeting you from beautiful Munich in Bavaria, Germany. What a journey I have been traveling through in the last few months, changing places, changing different situations, and adjusting really well. And I really had the privilege in BALI just last month to fulfill a beautiful intimacy and design project for a lovely North Bali honeymoon villa. And lots of good things are happening that show me the way to ultimately integrate all the beautiful skills, talents and gifts the divine is showering upon me. So I'm really feeling blessed being here in my home country, in a place I totally love, outside Munich, calling Diesen, near a lake called Ammersee. And it's so divine, and it's a very potent place with very artistic and very, very wonderful people living here. And just connecting with family and old friends is just such a wonderful and deeply fulfilling time. And I'm really grateful for the gifts coming my way at the moment. Tomorrow is full moon. It's a full moon in Aquarius, and it's a very potent one. And it's 9 degrees Aquarius, shining upon 9 degrees Leo, in being the sun sign. And 9 is really the number of fulfillment, completion, culmination, collaboration almost, of wonderful things coming into fruition. And it's really a time to go very, very briefly back and review and really evaluate the wonderful things that have happened for us in our relationships. I am a love, intimacy, and ultimately marriage success coach, and I really want you to understand that regardless of your relationship status, there's always a dimension where you personally can get into full potential. And this is why these full moon readings, since quite a few months, almost a year now, really are divided in 3 kind of directions. One is if you are in a relationship, feminine energetically positioned, or masculine. If you're a lover in transit, simply just have left a relationship or feel very ready or almost engaged to get ready for some new meeting with a potential partner. Or the classic singles, living alone, holding space for themselves and the life they have created for themselves. And yet, sometimes or sometimes not, looking at opportunities to change the status, but really not being in a hurry. The single status is something very, very divinely chosen, I would say. I have been a long time single now, and there were many moments where I could have followed other invitations. And the simple choice factor to say, I am who I am. I am in this wonderful time of my life where myself, my higher self, and the divine have a triad relationship, helping me on a physical, emotional, and spiritual level to get completely ready for whatever is necessary to learn or heal or ultimately fulfill in my life, in my personal life or professional life, that really demands attention, so that time, energy, and resources are not going into a partnership, but into wonderful other dimensions of our existence. Now, we want to start with a general, deeply connected energy. And as every month, I'm using the beautiful Kuan Yin Oracle. And this is the card. And it's the card Maiden Magu, number 16. 16 is a powerful number. It's a very spiritual number. Let's see what the message is we have for all of us today, saying a lot about what the general vibrational resonance is we want to tap into. The Maiden Margot, goddess of spring, healing and transformation, brings you assistance now. You are asked to honor that light can come from even the darkest beginnings. Beloved one, in fact, sometimes we need to enter into the unknown parts of ourselves to find exactly what we need to grow in peace, creative self-fulfillment and happiness. And really, that is this energy, this Aquarian energy. I so feel that we have a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to create completion while already, determine these sparks of potential for a future that is holding space for us. Really, these blueprint moments in our existence where we say, hey, here's almost like a quantum field of openness and unlimited potential. And where do I see the spark shining more into my direction than other sparks shine in my direction? Because we have so many choices. When you are in relationships that hold opportunities, and we have every single day so many choices, and sometimes choices direct us in really good ways, and sometimes we choose something that ultimately wasn't the best for us, but we never know. So the prayer we hold with Maiden Margot is, beloved Kuan Yin and Spring Goddess Maiden Margot, thank you for your unconditional loving help now. I ask to be helped in knowing myself more fully and allowing that part of me that is seeking expression now to emerge in conscious, loving and empowering ways. May I know and live all of myself, beloved ones. May my life be filled with light, energy and warmth, like springtime after the winter, for the highest good of all. Om Mani Padme Hum. And it's very interesting because we had just a few weeks ago winter and summer solstice. I just left New Zealand literally on the day of winter solstice, which was the 22nd of June. And I remember it was very dark. It was very dark. And I know that the light in New Zealand at the moment is shifting, and that this southern hemisphere is overcoming a huge midpoint of release. And sitting on the other side of the world, it's almost like I feel like an observer on a greater dimension, trying to figure out where is really that invertendo giving me personally an opportunity to heal myself on a much more fundamental level. Now, coming home to my birthplace is a beautiful invitation to ultimately heal parts of my existence that still, in all these years I have coming back from New Zealand and Bali to Germany, have not been completed yet. But this time I feel almost I can tap into dimensions that I haven't, utilized and potentialized for a long, long time. And being away 30 years from home is something very, very divinely guided. Now we start with you guys in relationships. Let's have the feminine and the masculine. I'll start with the feminine energy of those of you who are in relationships. And the deck I'm using is the Angel Answers from Radley Valentine, and there is a wonderful word coming out which says compromise. And I think I'm talking at the moment to quite a few male singles and newly related men here in Germany who come my way, whether they're friends, colleagues, or newly introduced people. And I can see a pattern here in this part of the world that there are quite a few males who actually have been left by their females, which is a very interesting thing, because we always hear the story, he is leaving or he is not, committed, and I was, and it broke apart, and then he ghosted me, and this and that. And I can sense a general message right now to the feminine to say, hey, be willing to look deeper in your relationship to where you make compromises, but where your boundaries are, to stay compromised in it. Compromises are a wonderful thing when you negotiate. I think negotiation is absolutely necessary in a committed relationship, but you cannot over-compromise. You cannot. The feminines have to stand up and speak loudly and more freely about their needs when it comes to anything, whether it comes to their desires, to their sexual and intimate wishes, and ultimately to having a part within the relationship that gives them still enough space to fulfill who they are in other areas of their lives. So women or feminine beings, you know, in relationship, stand up and speak about how you feel compromising, but at the same time, what can be done to set the boundaries around negotiations within the relationship differently. The masculine, yes, say yes to your woman, say yes to the relationship, be committed, be really fully in it, because the wonderful things you will ultimately discover when you have this partner next to you who is, you know, compromising at times, but does it for the reasons you might not always acknowledge and really, really appreciate. And I think that conversation, that open, yes, I love you, yes, I want this, yes, you are beautiful, yes, you are the woman or that feminine being, you know, in polarity to my masculinity, that and who is really, really right for me. And I want to make a statement about that. And it could mean a lot of things. It could mean a stronger commitment. It could be more time together. And ultimately, it could be a greater commitment to intimacy and love on a level you might not have even discovered yet. Yeah. And for me, tapping into the whole professional arena of helping people to create quantum spaces and spaces in their love relationships that are truly, how can I say, love relationship spaces that allow to flourish, allow us to bring out the best of us and also the most intimate and personal and most sacred in us. Let's go to the singles. And for that, I have the tarot deck, the Aleister Crowley deck, which is a German deck, which I just discovered in my possessions here in Germany. I owned it years ago, and becoming into the feminine energy, saying Fülle, which is the Three of Cups. And Three of Cups is usually a joy card, is an enjoyment card. So the feminine really seeks a greater level of enjoyment. And when it comes to being single and having this life of opportunities, but yet often not the inspiration from external forces, because we are not with anybody who would ring us up and say, hey, let's do this today or that today. I think taking the responsibility for your own fulfillment and be really, really strong in that and looking for joyful, happy experiences. John Gray, my mentor, Mars Venus creator, would say, you know, have a series of positive and exciting and fulfilling dating experiences that give you a sense of great, you know, feeling in you, rather than you know having this desire to make someone quickly bonded or more bonded to you than time and you know resources may allow. So take responsibility for the good moments and the shiny moments in your life, and think about what it does to you and what fulfillment really means to you, and ultimately how that joyful energy can stream not just into your own love life, that is an independent love life as a single woman or a single feminine, but also how can it inspire other areas of our lives and ultimately maybe change direction. The masculine here has the Tower. And the Tower energy is really, really interesting coming up. And it was actually in reverse when I picked it up. And I would say it has almost a little bit, the message I'm getting right now for single men is almost like has the majority, these 80% of single men who really don't succeed well in dating, have they finally got the breakthrough, that total point of finalization? Has that actually really happened? And is there an awareness that we can actually build new now? The tower has fallen. The idea that COVID-19 and all the lockdowns, you know, stop us from making good connections with women, and it's probably better staying quite loose and aloof anyway. Commitment, no. Great experience, yes. Let her be much younger, because then it's easy to get really not involved, because she has enough to do with her life to still build on something. So the conversations I have with those men who are actually online and trying to find their partner, but have not really established a strong sense of awareness. What is it really they want? They find a lot of tower moments coming in their life. And it actually reflects on the energy when you meet these guys. It's like when you men come along and have a conversation with me, it's almost like it's really, there's not even hope anymore. This is like, yeah, it's just, it is. Why would I care? Why would I put extra effort into something I know is too hard to be true? Had 30 years, 20 years, 15 years, 10 years with a woman, and just too hard work. Why would I not do something else to make it easier for me? But yet in this tower moment, it is in reverse, you know, there's almost like, let's wait and see what next month comes, because I can sense that the masculine has maybe a great opportunity to look into that newfound potential in oneself to be in greater service to the feminine from a place of much more devotion. And the word compassion comes in for me as well. Compassionate for the wounds, compassionate for the pain many women have experienced, because once you have children, once you are gone through divorce, once you have had this kind of really not clear what it is, you know, you can do better in order to not repeat mistakes of the past. Now my love is in transit, and I'm very excited, and for that I use the Light Seers Tarot. And the Light Seers Tarot is a tarot deck I travel with and I use a lot. So let's just see what comes up for the feminine. And it's already falling out a card, and I will take it. It's just fallen down. And the second card for the masculine. Okay, one moment. I just picked this up. Okay, the card that is coming for the feminine is the Nine of Pentacles. It's a very beautiful card. It's actually, you know, it's the potential to really seek and strive for what we want, and fulfillment and manifestation is part of that. And how interesting it is a 9, and the 9 is the degree in which Aquarius in opposition to, you know, Leo Sun meet, you know, this moon energy that is in Aquarius, but holds so much potential for fulfillment and greater manifestation. And the 9 of Pentacles has beautiful keywords. I might read them just out to you if you want to be inspired. Lovers in transit. So if you just leave a relationship or are about to enter one, or are really working hard on this potential to manifest this new love, then this is beautiful. And what it's really saying to you is, you know, it's spiritual material satisfaction, personal achievement, inner peace, milestones met and celebrated in the energy of a successful harvest and contentment. And this is what you really thrive for, feminines. This is, you know you can do better. You know it's there. It's the potential for this fulfillment is there. The masculine has actually the devil energy. And the devil energy is actually, I mean, it was often, you know, described in tarot as almost a dangerous or not negative, but certainly a very passionate and an unpredictable energy. And yes, there is actually, if I may transmute this card from the devil, you know, vibration to a potential, or to a you know, bringing greater awareness to what it could be, that is really holding space here for us. In the masculine realm, then I think it's almost like an overcoming of a darkness that allows us to see the light. And I feel called to actually pick up another transformation card for this devil, for the Lovers in transit on the masculine side. And the card that is coming is the Ace of Cups. And how beautiful the Ace of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles actually stand in beautiful polarity to one another and say, you know, I want fulfillment. I want this big, beautiful, great, successful, you know, heart experience that gives me joy and balance and wonderful fulfillment. Now, you know, standing in these three particular relationship statuses, and you might not even know in which one you are, I would say there's always time and space for conversation. For me as love coach, I love to help individuals to really, you know, tap into full potential in their partnerships, whether you are with someone already or since a long time, or whether you have not found that particular relationship yet, or you have been in one and really seek a sense of awareness, you know, completion, and also really that awareness that everything happened for a particular reason. We sometimes see a relationship go and don't understand why, and yet when we look deeper into the creation of that division or this breakup, then we begin to see, you know, patterns or unhealed parts in us. And it's only us, only our own inner self that can be healed with our own energy. We cannot ask others to do the healing for us. We simply need to be willing to work first on ourselves in order to step back and then have a greater awareness of this almost, you know, invertendo between masculine and feminine energy, like a tango dance, you know, where the masculine and the feminine meet and dance. And sometimes, you know, the steps could be very accurate and life could look very, very clean and perfect. But in that particular, you know, attraction, or in this particular, you know, polarity that creates a magnetic, magical bond, is just not enough energy to really hold it strong together. And I think you know, we all can tell stories, whether we are in a relationship, bonded and married and, you know, feel safe and secure, or whether it's a very different relationship situation we experience. There's always this little slice of memory where we say, once upon a time I had this experience where I felt something I never felt again, or that's so unique and special. And going back to these unique moments and actually understanding that the potential is already within us to make these wonderful things happen, where we can ultimately trust that this potential is in us to relive or to reawaken, to enlighten that spark in us for something really magical. Yeah, be a love magician. I think the magic, that what is a magician, you know? I mean, let's talk about magician and tarot. maybe I close with that, channeling our call today. And the Magician is really one of, it's the number one, you know. I mean, it's that energy that we tap into, and it's almost like, yes, when this disclosure happens tomorrow in this wonderful full moon energy, then, you know, it's skill, it's natural talents, powers of manifestation, creativity and resourcefulness. Where is your spark of manifestation alive to make this relationship, you know, experiences happen that give you everything that sparks, you know, your life, your work, your purpose, and those moments where you are in service to other people and to your higher calling. You know, volunteering for the awakening of others is a great way to grow, and doing that in love and relationships and being in service for a partner's internal and personal growth is something wonderful. And to get ready for that, a conversation with a love coach like me is probably a gift. I can give you half an hour of my time. Look in the description box below to find the link to make this booking, and I really, really look forward having a wonderful conversation with you about where you're at, what's important for you right now, what directions to take in order to shift, and then ultimately where do you want to go to manifest that relationship life, this love life, this wonderful, you know, design of your future that starts within you right now. And it's never too late, and it's also really never too early, because I think preparing us for something great and unlimited at a time we maybe not even seek something new is a great way. And it usually starts with being very discerning about what has happened in the past and how we can channel things into the future. Thank you very much, and I send you lots of love and blessings and wish you a wonderful month of August. It seems to be a magical time. At the end of the month we have another Mercury retrograde coming, so we will go in shadow time, and Venus is in retrograde. I think a lot of reviewing and reliving of feelings, energies, and awarenesses is coming up, and enjoy it and be really conscious with what you are feeling and also how you actualize it into the world and into your life. Thank you. Namaste. Have a great time and be happy.